Hello. I thought I would pop on to do a video, just coming from the point of view of a mum, um, as the year draws to an end. I just wanted to kind of speak out really because I think probably a lot of mums can relate to me. Um, I say a lot, probably most. And also any mums out there that are juggling the work life as well as looking after their children. It's I, yeah, I mean, what can you say? We don't want to moan. We feel guilty for moaning, but my God, it's a crazy life and it's a crazy juggle. There's some great highs in that juggle, and there's some major, major lows. And now we're in December. I think a lot of us are finding that we are exhausted. I know I am, and quite looking forward to having a break, really, especially if you have been working really hard all year. So for me, I've been juggling my own business as well as being a mum for the last 3 years. But this year it's probably the first year where I've really found it hard because my business has suddenly taken off as soon as I put the focus into what was working. It's taken off. It's ballooned really with my hula hoop classes and the launch of our hula hoop school. I've put a lot of my time and energy and effort into it because it's something I absolutely love, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that. That I'm able to, I can't complain because it's my passion, and I'm able to do that as my job. Which a lot of people, that is the dream, isn't it? And I'm living the dream, really. I really am. I'm very lucky, and I am grateful every day. Having said that, it's still very, very tough because just the juggle. I mean, for example, a mum of three. I know there's mums out there with 4, 5, six, more than 6 kids. It's hard. I mean, I think even with one child, I was talking to someone yesterday that had their first child a year ago, and she was telling me, "My gosh, I just don't know where I'm at the moment." You're just sort of fighting every day, aren't you? Trying to just get through, get through, get through. And I mean, it shouldn't really be like that. But let's face it, as a mum, with the schedule that we have with our children, especially when they're at school, there's not really a choice, is there? I mean, in our society, that is, if you're to conform with the school routine, with what we're told to do, with what we're told we have to put our children into school. Obviously they need to be educated. I'm waffling on now, but it's something that it bothers me a little bit because people say to me, would you do to live your dream life? What could you remove? That what do you dislike? Okay, for me, I absolutely detest the school run, and then I feel guilty for that because I think actually I'm lucky to be able to do the school run. I'm lucky that I've got a job that means I can take my children to school, and that I've got children. Some people would love to be a parent and be able to do the school run. I am lucky, don't get me wrong, but even though I tell myself that, I can't make myself enjoy that school run. I cannot. It's the most stressful thing ever. But what do? We have to take our children to school, and if what would the answer be really? Like, not take your children to school? It's not really an option, is it? So we have to just get through it. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably waffling on now, but I have struggled. I probably haven't. I speak to my husband about this. I don't really speak to many other people about it, but I've really struggled the last few months, since September, really, as my business got busier and busier and busier. We took on more classes, more staff, more events happening, lots and lots of things going on, lots of pressures. And then the kids being back to school in September, Angelina now year 5, the homework load has increased, and it's really hard trying to motivate your child to do it. You have to be on their back all the time trying to help them. Archie, year 1 now, he comes home with homework too. And then the baby, like, she's not really a baby, she's 2 now, she's a toddler. We're approaching the terrible twos, and my goodness, don't we know that? So yeah, I am really, really waffling on. I don't really know what my point is. I'm just sort of offloading. Offloading my mum and my business juggles, and hoping that people can relate to me. I'm sure you can. But as Christmas comes up, I mean, it's the finance as well, isn't it? My goodness, as well, like the pressure now on a parent having to pay out for all these things that your children want. I mean, Angelina wants Adidas trainers. I mean, she's not even 10. And you've got to be able to fund this somehow. And in this world where everything is just getting more and more expensive, and it's the pressure and the amount of stress that people are suffering, anxiety and depression, I really relate. I really understand like how it's happening, because the pressure on us now is immense. And I mean, yeah, like we think to ourselves, there's no choice, so we have to keep on this rat race. But I'm just trying to think. There is a choice, isn't there? There is a choice, but it's hard in this society for us to not conform, I guess. But if more of us perhaps were to not conform, then maybe things would be easier as a parent. Maybe our children have far too high expectations of what life is about now. And, I think for one, I want to be able to teach my children that things don't come easily. Okay, you have to work to be able to buy things like your Adidas trainers, and you've got to be able to work quite a few hours to be able to afford that. The meals that we eat, I'm trying to teach my children that that mummy and daddy have to work really hard to be able to give you this nice food, to give us this nice home that we live in. Mummy and daddy work really hard for them to be able to have that. And I think we need to somehow lower the expectations of life, really, because this is what I think is happening. Like, children are growing up expecting just things to just come to them, and then they are seriously disappointed when it doesn't go that way. And now people in their early 20s are suffering depression. Like, the rate is a lot higher now, I think, than several years ago. And I seriously think it's down to the expectations of what people expect out of life. I mean, life, anything's there for us, but we have to work for it. We have to be able to get to a level where we can get that for ourselves, not expect it just to come to us. Again, I'm seriously waffling on, so I'm going to go in a moment, because this is now 8 minutes 13 seconds, and I expect you are seriously switching off from me. But I just wanted to say, mums, dads, parents out there, I'm with you, and I relate to everything we're going through right now in December as the year comes to a close. And I think we all need to give ourselves a lot more credit for the job we do as parents, because all of us out there, I know, are doing our best. We're doing the best we know how to do. And, we feel guilt, we feel parent guilt a lot. And it's a natural thing, but we need to give ourselves credit for what we are doing for our children. So keep going, mums and dads, and enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy having a rest at the end of this year, and I'll be back to waffle on soon, I'm sure. Okay, bye everyone.